This is going to be the tutorial that's going to show you how to make this shining star stitch. To do this stitch, I used regular worsted weight yarn, 4-ply for the US, 10-ply for Australia, and also a 5mm hook or a size H hook. To do a full scarf of this, I would get at least 2 skeins of yarn. And if you're interested in the kind of yarn I used, it's Teddy's wool. We get it out here in Israel. They have a site which is www.teddywool.com. I'm not sure if it's in English, or maybe you can get Google to translate it for you. So go ahead and grab those things and we'll get started. Okay, the multiples of this stitch is 8 plus 1. For this scarf, I chained 26. And the scarf is you're gonna work the stitch back and forth like this. So if you want to make an afghan or something, baby blanket, then just chain in multiples of 8, and right before, when you've got the width that you desire, then add plus 1 chain, and then you can begin. Okay, to begin, you want to single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So 1, 2, and then you want to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and in this fourth chain, you want to work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3, and then you'll chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then working in that same stitch, you'll put 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So then you'll skip 3 stitches again. 1, 2, 3, and in this fourth one you'll single crochet, and then you'll repeat that for the round. Again, you'll skip 3 stitches, 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and in this fourth you're going to work your 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets, all worked in the same stitch. So I got my 3 double crochets, then chain 3, and then 3 double crochets. And then again skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and in this fourth do a single crochet. Then again you'll skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and in the fourth you'll work your 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. There's my 3 double crochets, chain 3, in the same stitch you'll put your final 3 double crochets. Oops. Okay, then you'll skip 3 again, 1, 2, 3, and in the fourth, which is the last chain, you'll put a single crochet to end row 1. And that's what you should look like by the end of row 1. Okay, for row 2, you'll chain 1 and turn. You want to single crochet in this first single crochet of the row. Then you'll chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to be working our double crochet cluster. We're going to be working a half double crochet cluster for the very first one. We're going to be using the first and third double crochet, not the middle one. We're going to be skipping this middle one. So since we're doing double crochets, you want to yarn over. You want to pick up the post of that first double crochet and pull through only 2 loops, leaving the last 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, skip the next double crochet, and in this third, pick up the post of that one, pull through 2, 3 loops on your hook. You want to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Okay, then you want to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then you want to find this chain 3 here. You want to find the middle one. So you'll be doing it in the second chain out of this chain 3, and you'll single crochet in that middle chain. and then you'll chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now we're about to do our full double crochet cluster, and again we're going to be using these set of 3 and then this set of 3 for on the next one, and we're going to be using only the first and third and also the first and third of this one. We're always going to be skipping that middle double crochet, and we're going to be doing double crochets, so you'll have to yarn over, pick up the post of the first double crochet, pull through only 2, yarn over, skip the next double crochet and go into the next, and again only pull through 2, 3 loops on your hook. Now come move over here to this set of 3 here. Make sure you don't grab the chain that's underneath, but that you have these 3, because sometimes I messed up and went through here, so I just wanted to point that out for you. Always make sure that you find your set of 3 clusters and go in through that first double crochet. Again, you'll only be pulling through 2 of the loops. Whoops, I forgot to yarn over first. 2 of the loops, leaving the last one. You have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, skip the next, and then this final one here. Pull through only 2. Now you have 5 loops on your hook. You'll yarn over and pull through all 5 loops to create your cluster. Then you'll chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And again, you want to find this chain 3 that's between your 2 sets of 3 clusters here, and you'll single crochet in the top center chain here, and then you'll chain 3 again, and then you'll find your next set of 3 and 3, and this is where you'll be working your next cluster. Yarn over, pick up your first one, pull through 2, skip the next one, go into the final one here, pull through 2, 3 loops on your hook, then move on over to this next one, find the first double crochet, and then you'll skip the next one and do it in the final one, only pulling through 2 again. 5 loops on your hook, pull through all 5 loops, chain 3, and then find again that center chain to do your single crochet in, then chain 3. Then we're going to be working our final cluster here, so you're going to yarn over and you'll go in through that first double crochet, only pulling through 2, skip the next, and then you'll go into the final double crochet of the the row. You have 3 loops on your hook, pull through all 3 loops, and then this very last stitch of the row, which is a single crochet, you'll want to put a double crochet in that, and that ends row 2. Okay, for row 3 you want to start off by chaining 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, then turn, and in your very first stitch here we're going to work 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. Then we want to single crochet into the single crochet. Remember the single crochet we put in our chain in the center of our chain 3 here? This is a single crochet that you want to single crochet in, which will bring us right to our cluster. Each cluster has this little circle and a hole, a stitch that is made when you pull them all together, and that center here is where you'll be working. So you'll do just like you did for the very first row. You're going to be working your 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets, all in that same stitch. So let's start putting my 3 double crochets, and then chain 3, and then my next 3 double crochets. There you go, just like we did before in row 1. And then again you'll want to find this single crochet here and put a single crochet in it. And then again, find your next cluster hole, which is this one, and you'll be working your 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets, all in that same stitch. Chain 3, then 3 more double crochets. And then again, you'll single crochet in the top of your single crochet. And then to end your row, you want to single crochet, double crochet 3, chain 1, and then double crochet in the very last stitch. So in this half, what you did a half cluster, you do have like a mini hole here. You're going to use that stitch to put 3 double crochets. Then you'll want to chain 1. Almost forgot that. That's important. Chain 1. And then in this very last stitch of the row here, you'll want to work your double crochet. And that is the end of row 3. Okay, for row 4, you'll chain 1 and turn. And in the very first stitch of the row, on the top of this double crochet here, you'll be putting a single crochet. Then you'll chain 3. And now we have our cluster, first big cluster right off the bat. So you want to yarn over and you'll grab the post of the first double crochet here, pull through only 2, skip the next double crochet and grab up the post of the third, pull through only 2. Now we'll move on over here to our next, and again, this is where you really need to make sure you don't grab that chain underneath, that you have your set of 3, and when you know you do, pick up the first post of the first double crochet and start your cluster. Yarn over, skip the next, and then in this final one here, pull through only 2. 5 loops on your hook, pull through all 5 loops, then chain 3. And then we're going to be single crocheting in that middle chain, and then chain 3 again, and then you're ready to start your next large cluster. So using the first double crochet here, only pulling through 2, skip the next, move on over here, make sure you have your set of 3, find it. Then when you do, grab up the first post, skip the next, 5 loops on your hook, pull through all 5 loops, then chain 3. Then again, find that center chain and single crochet. Chain 3, yarn over, and find your, this will be your last cluster of the row, at least for me. For your scarf, if you chain 26. So let me get this one real quick. Okay, 5 loops on the hook, pull through all 5 loops, and chain 3. Now to end the row, you want to single crochet in the 3rd chain of this beginning chain 4. So if it helps to count from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, and then put it here, because you need to have this chain here as the as your chain 1. So you're going to count 1, 2, 3, and in this 3rd chain you'll put a single crochet, and that is the end of row 4. And now you can start to see little starburst and stuff. Okay, for row 5, you'll chain 1 and turn, and then the beginning single crochet, you'll want to put another single crochet. Then you'll want to work in the center cluster here, you want to work 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets, just like what you were doing before. You're going to be working in that center cluster. So 1, 2, and 3, chain 3, and then in the same stitch you'll work your next set of 3 double crochets, and then your finger got caught. In your next single crochet here, you'll put a single crochet. Then again, in the center cluster, you'll work your 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets, all worked in the same stitch. One, 2, and 3. And then again you'll work your single crochet in the single crochet, and then you'll work your last cluster here. Not cluster, but you know, I don't know, a V-stitch-ish kind of thingy. Anyway, when you get done with the last one, you'll single crochet in the last stitch of the row. And that is the end of row 5. And you'll be repeating rows 2 through 5 until you reach your desired size. But I want to go through a few more rows with you. So we just finished row 5, and we're going to start the repeat now, which is row 2. So you can find row 2 on the pattern, and then we can continue. So in row 2, remember at the beginning we do a half cluster. So you'll start off, you'll chain 1 and turn, and you'll single crochet in that first single crochet. And now we're going to yarn over and start our half cluster. So find that first set of 3. When you do, pull up that first double crochet, pull through only 2. Skip the next, grab up that final double crochet, 3 loops on your hook, pull through all 3 loops. And then you'll chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and you'll single crochet in that center chain. And then you'll chain 3 again. Then you'll move on over here and find your next set of 3 and 3. So this will be your first full cluster of this row. So we're doing just like we did last time, grabbing only the first and third till we have our 5 double crochet cluster where we'll pull through all 5 loops. You'll chain 3, and then again find that center chain to single crochet in, and then chain 3 again, and then you'll work your next large cluster. Pull through all 5 loops, chain 3, then find that center chain to single crochet in, chain 3, and then we're going to finish by doing another half cluster here. So find your set of 3 here. When you do, grab up the first post. Be working on the first and last double crochet. You'll pull through all 3, and then you'll work 1 double crochet in that last stitch. So then again we'll continue the repeat, which would be repeating row 3 right now. So you'll chain 4 and turn, and in the very first stitch here you're going to work 3 double crochets. Then single crochet into the single crochet, and then you'll move over here and you'll be working in your clusters, and again in that center cluster stitch you'll be working your 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets, 2 and 3. And then again you will single crochet in the single crochet. Then you'll move on over to your next set of cluster here, and you'll repeat the 3 double crochet, chain 3, and then 3 double crochet, all in the same stitch. Okay, and then you will want to single crochet in the single crochet, and then to end your row you'll want to do 3 double crochets, chain 1, and then double crochet all in the last stitch. Okay, so this little bitty cluster that we did here on the end, you'll want to work your 3 double crochets in that cluster. It's a little mini cluster, half a cluster. So once you got your 3 double crochets worked in that little cluster, you'll chain 1 and then find this very last stitch of the row, which is a single crochet, and you'll work your double crochet. And that is the repeat of row 3. So row 4, again, we're going to do a chain 1 and turn, and single crochet in that first stitch. And then this will be, in this row, you'll be going right in to do your very first cluster, large cluster. So you'll pick up that first double crochet, skip the next, and then the third. Then move on over here to your next set of 3. Make sure you have your set of 3. When you find that first post, you'll finish your cluster. 5 loops, then you'll chain 3 and find that chain again. Then chain 3 and then start your next cluster. And to end this row, let me just double check here. You'll finish it because you'll be doing your very last large cluster here at the end, and then you'll just single crochet in the top, and I'm sorry, in the third of this beginning chain 4 here, you'll single crochet in the third out of the 4th chain, and then you'll complete your row 4. So you just want to continue, and you also have row 5 you'll need to repeat, which is just basically doing your 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. And as you can see, the pattern is coming out looking very nice. I have pictures for every row and every step on my pattern, so if this tutorial is too fast, check out the pattern. It'll give you a step-by-step tutorial, and using the pattern and the video together, you can definitely do it. So that's it. I hope that you liked this tutorial, and if you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and please don't forget to share. It helps me out so much. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching.